Focus at 24 Plus. Our latest Focus clinic starts in June 2015 and will run for 2 years. Here's what you need to know before you arrive. We'll send you an invitation by email or post. If you have any questions or need to change your appointment, just give us a call. Your visit will last about 6.5 hours. If you have any special requirements, just let us know. For example, you might need someone to sign for you, or you may have access needs, or you might need your documents in large print. When it's time for your appointment, you'll need to come to our Focus Centre in Oakfield House. We're in the Clifton area of Bristol and easy to get to. We'll send you a location map with your invitation. We have free on-site parking. Check out our website for travel information. We can help you with your travel and accommodation costs. We'll also give you a £40 shopping voucher as a thank you at the end of your visit. Please complete the medications and allergies list and bring it with you. Please wear some loose, comfortable clothes that roll up easily and a pair of comfy shoes. Please do not wear clothes with metal fastenings or metal zips. If you usually wear glasses, please bring these too. If you are planning to give blood or have a liver scan, please do not eat or drink anything, apart from water, for 6 hours before your visit. If your appointment is in the morning, this might mean fasting from the night before. When it's time for your visit, you'll need to come to our Focus Centre in the Clifton area of Bristol. We'll send you a map with your invitation. We've got free car parking on site. Just look for the signs and the Children of the 90s balloon. Come into Oakfield House where our friendly porters will show you where to go. A member of staff will be on the reception desk to welcome you and answer any questions you may have. They'll check you've bought your medications and allergies form and are wearing or have bought some comfy clothes to change into. Don't worry if you've forgotten, we can provide jogging tops and bottoms. Right, time to get started. Before we start, a field worker will explain all the sessions to you and answer any questions you may have. Then they'll ask you to verbally agree and provide signed consent for each session. You choose how much or how little you'd like to do. You can stop or change your mind at any time. If you're happy to, we'll take a blood sample. To do this, you must have fasted for 6 hours before your visit. We won't take a blood sample if you have insulin-dependent diabetes, you have recently begun treatment for anemia, you are currently taking anticoagulants such as warfarin or heparin, or if you are feeling unwell. If you don't want to give a blood sample, you can give a saliva sample instead, and this involves spitting into a tube. We'd like you to give a small urine sample. We will give you a pot at the start of your visit for this. Time for a break. If you've given a blood sample, it's time for a break and some food in our cafe. We provide a range of free food and hot and cold drinks. We can cater for special diets, just let us know in advance. You can bring your own food and store it in our fridge, but it helps if you can let us know before your visit. If you're happy to have your lung function tested, we will ask you with a nose clip on to blow as hard as possible for as long as you can into a mouthpiece, before and after inhaling an asthma drug called salbutamol, also known as Ventolin. You can choose not to have the salbutamol, in which case we will just ask you to blow into the mouthpiece once. If you're happy to have your liver scanned, a member of staff will ask you to change into a loose-fitting top if you're not already wearing one. If you've forgotten to bring one, we can provide one. There's a private room where you can change. After you've changed, a member of staff will ask you to lie on a couch on your back. They will place some gel on your stomach. Then they will place a probe on the gel and look at measurements of your liver on a screen. The scan doesn't hurt, but you will feel the probe gently flick on your skin. We'd like to take an ultrasound scan of the main blood vessels in your neck. A member of staff will ask you to lie on a couch. They'll place a probe on your neck and to look at pictures of your arteries. If you're pregnant or think you might be, we won't ask you to do this scan. We'd like to scan your heart in order to gather information about its structure and function. If you're female, we'll ask you to remove your bra and top and change into a loose top, which we provide. We have a private screened-off area in the examination room where you can do this. If you're male, we will ask you to remove your top, then we'll ask you to lie on your left side. Using an ultrasound probe, we'll look at pictures of your heart beating. If you're pregnant or think you might be, we won't ask you to do this scan. We'd like to do a test to measure how stretchy your arteries are. We do this by measuring the speed your blood moves around your body. A member of staff will place a cuff around your thigh and a narrow cuff with a sensor on your neck. Then they'll blow air into the cuffs for a few minutes. We'd like to measure your blood pressure and pulse. While you are seated, we will place a cuff around your upper arm. It will fill up with air, then the cuff releases the air. We will do this 3 times with you sitting down. The blood pressure cuff might feel a little tight and uncomfortable for a moment. We'd like to measure your weight, height, standing and seated, waist, arm and hip size. We'll ask you to do a step test and a hand grip test to measure your blood pressure and pulse in a different way. We'll also measure your central blood pressure by placing a small pencil-shaped device on the pulse points on your wrist. A DEXA scan is a scan that measures your whole body. A member of staff will ask you to lie on your back on the scanner and stay very still. The machine's arm will pass over you to scan your whole body, and then we do a second scan of your hip. For this scan, please do not wear clothes with metal fastenings and remove all metal objects like watches, earrings and body piercings, as these can interfere with the result. If you are pregnant or think you might be, we will not ask you to do this scan. We'd like to do a 3D body scan. We'll ask you to stand in a private scanner. It's a bit like a large photo booth inside a private room. This is best done without any clothes on. The scanner is inside a private cubicle where you can undress. If you prefer, you can wear pale-coloured underwear. If you would be more comfortable with this option, please remember to wear suitable underwear on the day. We'd like to ask you some questions about any unusual experiences you've ever had, and some questions about how your memory works. We'll ask you these questions face to face. Other questions we'll ask you to complete on a computer in a private room. These will include questions about your moods and feelings, other behaviours and tobacco and alcohol and other drug use. We'll also ask you to do some computer tasks. These will test your memory, emotions and decision making. You can answer as many or as few of these as you like. We'd like you to take part in Ecouter. It uses a computer-based mind map to let you tell us what you think we should research. Our researchers will analyse the mind map once it's complete. We want the results to inform research, governance, practice and policy. Ecouter starts with a question. We'll ask you which topics you'd like children of the 90s to research. For example, mental health, housing and social networks, to name but a few. Are these topics important to you? Are there others that you think are important too? We've installed a laptop and instructions in the cafe where you can access the mind map and add your own ideas and links. Please feel free to contribute as much or as little as you like during your breaks in your visit. We've created a tutorial video to help you use the mind map. You can find a link to it on the Ecouter flyers in the cafe. When your focus visit is finished, we'll reimburse you for any travel expenses you had. Please remember to bring your receipts with you on the day. We'll also give you a shopping voucher worth £30 as a thank you for your time. We want to improve future visits, so we'll ask you to complete a very short satisfaction survey, which you can complete in the clinic or at home. We will also ask you for your views on what research we should be doing in the future. Want to find out more about what's involved? We'd be happy to answer any questions you may have. Please call us on 0117 331 0012 or visit our website www.childrenofthe90s.ac.uk/participants. Children of the 90s receives core funding from the University of Bristol, the UK Medical Research Council and the Wellcome Trust. For Focus at 24+, we have also received additional funding from the UK Medical Research Council and Alcohol Research UK.